Hello, my name is Michael Nam. I was an artist with the team Digital Hazards that competed in the Dare to be Digital 2011 competition. Now what this competition is, it's set in Dundee in Scotland at the University of Abertay. 15 teams all get together, 15 teams of 5, and each team has to make a game in 9 weeks. Now these games go on display at Protoplay at the end of the 9 weeks, which is a big event where the public come down and a load of people from the industry come down and they judge our games, and the 3 winners are picked, and the 3 winners go and get selected to be shortlisted for a BAFTA award later this year. I think it's May next year the BAFTAs are. I'm not too sure. But yeah, we didn't win, unfortunately, but never mind because we still had a great experience. Now, I was an artist with the team. We also have a 3D artist, Nikki, who was with us. She's from Carlisle. The other 3 were from Newcastle Uni, I think. Oliver is the sound musician, as you can tell by this wonderful backing track. Christian is the team leader and also the graphics programmer, along with quite a few other things. This is his engine, this is his graphics engine, so we didn't use any authoring tools like UDK or Unity or anything like that. So it's pretty much off our own back. We just lost a programmer for 6 weeks who's just there pulling his hair out trying to get lighting effects right and stuff. So, and then we have Alex, who is in charge of everything gameplay side, the physics and the sound. So yeah, I'm going to start the demo now and run you through it. So, Shadowlight, it's a 2.5D puzzle platformer. The first half of this game is actually platforming, the second half is puzzles. So, this serves more as a tutorial. As you can see here, tooltips, Xbox controls. We do use mouse and keyboard for it as well, but some of the aspects of the gameplay involve aiming. And with a mouse, with no crosshair, full screen, that's fairly difficult, so we chose to use the Xbox controls instead.
This place looks like it's caving in, and I probably shouldn't be here when it happens.
And terrible voice acting by myself. I was locked in a recording booth for half an hour, and my voice was very sore by the end of it. Very hoarse, even. My throat was sore.
That minecart might be useful, but how do I clear it out of that rubble?
How do you indeed? This is the first puzzle section. And see, there's a camera path here to kind of lead the player around, because we found that people were getting lost. There were 2 ways to go, and you couldn't even go like further this way because it's clearly collapsed and there's barrels in the way, but people still tried to go that way. I don't know why. Prompts to pick up items. In this case, this massive TNT barrel that's glowing bright red to pick it out from the background where the other TNT barrels are. And
better not get any closer to that fire.
Audio prompts as well. Drop the barrel in the fire to blow the minecart out. Very simple. And everything from this point on up until a certain point is platforming. So let's just get on with it. Boing! Oh, almost fell there. It's blowing up. People reacted really well to physics as well, so we put all sorts of little stones and stuff around that you can kick with your feet or run over. Classic staple of platforming coming up, the seesaw. Boing. And achievements as well. 9 in total. 8 for you get in game, and then 9 for getting all 8. You score by the end of it.
What is this place?
Now this is where the puzzle section starts, so this is where the meat of the game is. So that's why we had the title section here instead of right at the start. Camera pulls back as well to kind of set the pace for the rest of the game. There's a big cavern as well. This glowing thing in the corner you can actually get for an achievement, but we can't get it yet, so we'll go back for it. What you need to use to get it, you'll actually get right here, underneath these beautiful god rays.
A torch.
And it's actually a torch. Aim it with the right mouse button, turn it on with the left thumbstick, left button even. Now what it does is it shows into a separate world. In this case, it's actually the future. It's showing into the future. Now what happens in the future is some unexplained cataclysmic event. No, we didn't copy Bastion because that actually came out while we were building this, so We didn't actually call it anything, it's just the event. I don't know. The future. So you see that things are different. You'll also see a very pronounced change in colour as well, in colour of the background. That's because before we had this red glowy lava lamp effect, we only had what you actually saw through the light of the torch. So if the backgrounds were similar, there was no point of reference. So things would just start happening. As you can see here, the blocks are in the future, they've all tumbled down. So that would just the blocks would be popping in and out of everywhere, and you'd be like, what the hell's going on? I don't know what's happening. And you wouldn't even realise that the torch was on. We had that problem right at the start, and it was very annoying. So these blocks have tumbled down. You can grab them, you can stack them. They'll fade out on their own after a while and reappear here as they come back into this world, into this timeline even. It's, to explain the concept behind it is actually more confusing than using it in the game itself, to be honest, because people kind of realised that things had two states. They changed when you turn the light on, and as soon as they figured out what the objects did in which world, they were perfectly fine with using the game mechanic. This is also fairly hard to stack. Aha! I've done it. Hopefully I'll be able to get... There's a rush hour achievement right at the end as well if you get under 10 minutes. So I'm gunning for that, and commentating, and getting all the things at the same time is actually pretty hard. I've done it. I've redone this about 6 times already. As you can see in the background as well, we've got a light fog hacked in there. This is to in the bigger sections like this where you had busy backgrounds. If you turn it black and white like this, you'll actually see that the character pops out a bit more because there's more contrast between the background and the foreground, a bit more pronounced value shifts. And that's so we could have these big backgrounds and still not lose the character in them. Oh, just carry on. Now to do the actual puzzle. The actual puzzle is much more simpler. As you can see now, it's opening up into caverns, as I've already said. There's some Aztec ruins, some hints at Aztec ruins, which you'll be seeing right at the end. Yeah, it's much simpler. Just one block, just to get the player used to the concept. And these move. The more obvious you can make it, the better. If I've learned anything at Dare, it's that. Because proto play is mostly for children. And they can be frightfully slow. I'll be perfectly honest. Oh yeah, Death Scream. Oh yeah. That's why my voice was hoarse after this recording session. Because I was there about 7 or 8 and I was done after that. I was on Lemsip and Strepsils. Actually, I wasn't that bad. I just got a flapjack. So, and onward. Now this one's more of a lateral thinking puzzle than it was before. It wasn't just moving platforms or stacking blocks. What we've got here is a gate, and you can't run through this gate. So what do you have to do? Well, as you'll see in a moment, when you jump on that cage right there, it moves down. As you'll see in a moment, jump on the cage, cage moves down.
I wonder if I can trap that bug in that cage.
Gate comes up. Now you might not have noticed before, but because of that audio prompt just now, you can actually see this green bug here. That doesn't do a lot. It just sits there, being lazy. If you shine your torch on it, because it's the future, obviously, the moth is now turned into a moth. So you can lead it about, it just flies straight towards you. And as you'll see here, the cage is actually broken in the future. So, go back. People do eventually get this, but I found that it was very, very difficult for some people. Some people aren't as good as lateral thinking puzzles than others, so I've seen people stay for like 20 minutes to do this, and other people just took 5, if that. Shine and you trap it in the cage. Shine it on the bug, trap it in the cage. Now, you can also see this thing in top right, just above this cage, at the top. Another one of those spinning emblems. And how you get that is actually, there's a bug with the bug. We found bugs in our bugs. And that's, you can actually fly if you stood on it and then you shine it, because it flies straight towards you. Obviously, if you're standing on top of it, it just keeps flying up, and because you collide with it, you fly on it. Decided to turn it into a feature rather than try and fix it, because that's the awesome shortcut. And trap it back in the cage, and we'll move on. Now this is where it starts moving to a little Aztec-y place. Little, as you can see, you've got the little, these little idols are cool. Look, shine the light on them, because the future's a bit more sinister. It's got glowing red eyes. Now this is an example of putting together everything that the player has learned. As you can see here, you've already seen these platforms. You already know what they do. They move. You've already seen these blocks. You know you can stack them. You know you can jump on top of them. You know you can carry them. And you've also seen these TNT barrels. TNT barrels explode, obviously, as you've already found out earlier on in the demo. Now, drop this here.
That wall looks ready to crumble. Maybe I should blow it up.
Maybe you should indeed. And as you can see, there's a heavily cracked door that's barring your path. So, wonder what we should do. TNT barrel. The one problem is finding fire. So you look around with that. Shine around. And this thing shoots fireballs. As you can see, they're missing the TNT barrel though, so it's kind of a two-stage puzzle. As soon as you see that it misses, drop it here. Get that one out of the way. Grab that one. Have to move this one over there. And drop the barrel on it. So yeah, we found that it was a lot more intuitive for people, rather than the Monkey Island style, like grab a pulley, stick it on a chicken, zip line across a river. This is more like piecing together what you've already learned. And that is the end of the demo. Oh no! 48 seconds too slow. So I missed the two end achievements. I missed the rush hour and I missed the completionist. So I missed out on about 2,000 points. We actually had people coming back to get all the achievements and to get the high score. No one beat mine though. 11,400. Respect. One guy did get very close though. 11,200. But anyway, thanks for watching. As I've probably mentioned before, the Dare to be Digital documentary is on YouTube at the minute. I'm going to put a link to it in the description below. You should check it out because it's really cool. It gives you an insight into what Protoplay was like as well. Extremely busy. 9,000 people or something stupid came through. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've got a positive or negative response, don't hesitate to put it in the comments section below. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to inbox me and ask. Games on PC, it's only a demo at the minute. There's currently no plans in place to take it further than that, but if anything changes, I'll be putting it on this channel right here. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.